So for so before setting the objectives, you need to collect various studies relating to your study, and you have to focus on previous research studies and how it shows how your study fills the gap, and it is necessity for your study. What is the necessity for your study? And you have to set the boundaries. You have to prepare the summary of knowledge of every study, and finally you have to make a critical evaluation. No, somebody is disturbing.
Hello, what happened, sir?
My dear participants, is it visible? PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Okay. No, somebody is disturbing. Okay. Now, you have to collect the various studies from various types of sources. The sources are three types. One is primary sources, and the second one is secondary sources. Third one is the tertiary sources. What are the primary sources? So the primary sources are definitely, it may be from the respondents for collection of information through schedule or questionnaire, or what we may call it as by conducting a field study, which the results may be generated through the experiments. Secondary data, secondary sources, it analyze, we can collect the information published, already published in journals or books, etc. Tertiary resources are just like digest, index primary or secondary sources like indexes, handbooks, and almanacs. Next, research questions. So you might be collected various studies, and how each study, what has been done before, and what you have others said, what is the relevance, what is the difference, agreements and disagreements, are there any flaws, gaps, and what is the history, research history relating to previous studies that you have to focus. And how to write the literature review. See, you might be collected various studies for the last 10 to 15 years or 20 years, which are related to your area, your topic, your title, and then you have to prepare the summary of each study, and you have to critically evaluate your work, which may not lead to plagiarism. It should be on your own, because plagiarism is also most important. You have to keep in mind, it should not be copied in the study. You have to write, you have to understand first, and you have to write on your own. And if each study, what are the specific conclusions, that also you have to check it up, and then write on your own. Now, how to write literature review? You have to follow some guidelines. Based upon these guidelines, you have to prepare the a sum up of each study. Get the latest published material. So as far as possible, you have to collect latest published material, so that you may compare already issues are covered. What are the other issues to be covered in your research study that should be focused very effectively? Identify relevant documents published and unpublished. So what are the relevant issues that also to be checked in your previous studies? Read the paper several times and understand the concept clearly. So a specific study you may read several times and understand clearly, and you so that you can you may be able to identify the gap very effectively. Note the major points from this paper in the so you have to make a note of major points and prepare a ready reckoner for the papers referred. Critically evaluate the summary of existing work on the topic. So different studies you might be gone through it, you have to critically evaluate. And it can be some general and specific conclusions about the work done on the topic. And literature review is a continuous process. Avoid old published material as far as possible. The latest means for the last 10 years. Read and write on your own. As I already told you that there is a plagiarism issue. You are supposed to read and read so that you may be able to write on your own without any copy. Avoid plagiarism. Use paraphrasing. So it should be shorter, simpler, with great clarity. So paraphrasing, you can make use of the paraphrasing in Google. You can copy the information in paraphrasing and you can get a new para, which is plagiarism, absolutely plagiarism free. But however, some meanings may be changed. You can check it up again. Again, you go through it, you can read it, and finally, reducing the plagiarism, you can prepare very effectively. Use scholarcy.com. So for summarizing the text, you can make use of scholarcy.com also. With this, you can also reduce the plagiarism. Next, research gap. Of course, you may prepare many, you might be contacted various studies, you might be reviewed at length, and based upon the different studies, what is the gap, research gap? This is the most important. Many scholars, without writing a research gap, they may review the studies very effectively, but it is mere waste without providing the research gap. Because based upon the research gap only, you may be able to set the objectives very effectively. So what is the evidence gap? So based upon different studies, what are the different evidences are available of the inferences of each study, that you have to check it up, and what is you are going to take it up. That is important. Knowledge gap. See, many studies may provide many inputs, and what you are going to study. That knowledge gap should be focused. The practical knowledge gap. So practically, several issues are indulged with different issues, different areas, different primary database studies, or sometimes so secondary database studies. You have to make sure that you are supposed to cover a new issue. So you have to fill it up, a gap. Methodological gap. So several several methods are adopted by different studies. You might be observed. So what are the new methodological issues you are going to adopt? That should be fulfilled through this gap. Empirical gap. So many studies are covered with empirical evidence. So how it helps for taking better decisions by the policymakers. So that evidence also you have to check it up, and based upon that you can finalize by setting the research objectives very effectively. Theoretical gap also. Next, population gap. Population means Based upon the population, you can select the sample. So earlier, what is the population? In previous studies, what is the population, and your study, based upon that, you can find out the research gap. Now, based upon the gap, research gap, you have to set the objectives of the study. So, as you are aware, you might be referred many studies, you might be gone through many studies. Each study may reflect different issues, and each study may cover different concepts. As I discussed, different knowledge gaps, different methodological issues, different empirical evidence. So based upon that, you have to fill it up, the gap. And while filling the gap, you are supposed to set the objectives very effectively. So setting the objectives is an art. So if you set the objectives very effectively, definitely you are off of the success. So objectives are the steps which you are going to take up to answer your research questions. So emphasize what is to be accomplished. Address the more immediate project outcomes. Make accurate use of concepts. See, different issues are indulged in your research topic. So therefore, you are supposed to achieve the objectives very effectively. So finally, the objective should be smart. It should be specific. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. It should be realistic. It should be timely. So objectives are always, it should be specific. Straight away, you are supposed to say to how you are able to achieve the set objectives, and it should be measurable, and you are supposed to achieve it, the objective successfully. And please make a note that realistic, not as I told you that you may be able to achieve the objectives very effectively, and it should be timely. Yes, you have a stipulated time. You are supposed to complete your work within 3 years. So within 3 years, how many objectives you may be able to take it up and you may be able to achieve? That is most important. So finally, the objectives of the study may be set like this. To study, generally, you are supposed to start the writing an objective like to study, to examine, to evaluate, to analyze, to explore, to assess, to identify, to investigate. Like that, on those lines, you have to think of in writing the objectives. So any objective should be in an investigative manner, not like you can say to coordinate, to promote. You are not being a researcher, you may not be able to coordinate the issues at grassroots level. Being a researcher, you may not be able to promote any activities. You are supposed to investigate. So all research objectives must be investigative manner, like study, examine, evaluate, analyze, explore, assess. Like that, you have to you have to set the objectives. Next, research methods. So immediately after the objectives, you have to prepare the hypothesis. At least generally based upon the objectives, hypothesis may be set. What is hypothesis? Hypothesis is a tentative generalization, an assumption. So that assumptions you have to set, at least based upon the number of objectives, you have to set the hypothesis. Next, research methods. So under research methodology, you are supposed to mention the area of the study. So why you are specifically selected that specific study? What is the basis? That should be mentioned. And under research methods, quantitative, qualitative research. So while conducting a study, you can adopt both quantitative and qualitative research. So quantitative means in terms of numbers. Qualitative research means in terms of words. So you can adopt in only quantitative study or qualitative study or both. So that should be mentioned in synopsis under research methods. That is a mandatory. Next, primary, secondary data. So for an empirical study, there is a need to collect primary data. If you collect primary data at grassroots level, definitely it may be called as an empirical study. If you are completely depending upon the secondary data, there is no value for it. So please make a note that it should be primary data-based study. There is a more value, there is a more relevance, because you may get empirical evidence at grassroots level, and based upon the empirical evidence, you may be able to derive some conclusions. You may be able to provide some good suggestions, good inputs, so that your study may be useful. So under research methods, you are supposed to mention about primary data and secondary data, and who are your respondents. That also to be mentioned. Sample size and method. So based upon the population, the sampling size may be determined, and which method you are supposed to follow, that should also be mentioned. And the formula, sample size, once suppose you have selected around some 500 sample, why 500? Why not 600? Such questions may arise. So based upon the formula, based upon the sample formula, you are supposed to finalize with the help of the population. Next, data collection instruments. As I already told you that the data collection instrument may be scheduled or questionnaire. It is all depending upon the situation. Say, for example, your respondents are illiterates. Then you are supposed to adopt scheduled method. See, you may prepare a questionnaire, a document that you may carry to the respondents, and you raise the questions and collect the information. That is called scheduled method. So same document may be sent to the respondents by mail or by post, and in turn they will fill it up the document and send it back to you. That is called questionnaire. So which method you are supposed to follow, either scheduled method or questionnaire method, that should be mentioned under the heading of research methods. So for a study, for an empirical study, you can adopt any method, either scheduled method or questionnaire method, or both. Sometimes both methods may be adopted. What I'm to tell is the questions, the list of questions in a document, the list of questions in a document, maybe we may call it as scheduled in different context, and maybe we may call it as a questionnaire in different context. But the document is same. See, number of questions, the questions, the issue relating to the questions may be same for the scheduled and questionnaire. Next, statistical tools. As you are aware, even for collection of primary data or secondary data, to analyze the data, definitely you need to follow, you need to adopt some statistical techniques. That is most important, especially in social sciences. Various statistical techniques may be adopted. And what are the statistical techniques you are supposed to adopt? that should be mentioned. Of course, it is only a tentative. As I told you that in synopsis, all the synopses are tentative only. So while conducting the data, sometimes it may differs, sometimes it may changes. So all the statistical techniques which you are going to adopt, that should be mentioned under the synopsis. Next. Timeline of the study. So year-wise tentative plan of the work for 3 years I am giving. First year review of literature for 4 months and preparation of schedules for 4 months. Pilot survey. Pilot survey means before finalizing the questionnaire or schedule, you are supposed to conduct a pilot study. Say 10% of the sample. Suppose your sample size is around 500. So 10% means 50. So 50 respondents you may cover with the help of the questionnaire or schedule. And after contacting with the respondents, you will have a lot of information. What is the reality at a grassroots level? You will have an idea, and then based upon that, sometimes the questionnaire may be modified. The schedule may be modified. Questionnaire and schedule is one and the same document. The document we may call it as questionnaire in different context, schedule in different context. What I already told. So in second year, finalization of schedules, collection of field data, editing data, both primary and secondary. And in third year, data processing, analysis of data, finalization of project report. So this is the timeline of the study that you are supposed to provide in synopsis. This is a common timeline for any research study or for any research project. Suppose if you are taking up a research project, 3 years research project, all these same guidelines which are useful to the scholar. Next, tentative chapterization. So in synopsis, you are supposed to provide chapters also, different chapters. So your thesis may be divided into 5 to 6 chapters or 7 chapters or 8 chapters. So tentatively, this is the universal acceptable chapterization. Chapter 1, generally introduction, conceptual framework. Chapter 2, review of existing studies. Say you can review various studies, maybe for PhD study, maybe around 50 or 60 or 70 studies you can review it. And finally, you may provide the research gap. In chapter 3, research methodology. Research methodology means, as we are discussing about the synopsis. See, the synopsis, we may call it as the research design. That should be mentioned under chapter 3. Chapter 4, it is completely primary data related. And of course, you can add secondary data also. So that title you have to finalize based upon the objectives. Chapter 5 also primary data related. And chapter 6, summary, sessions, and conclusions. So this is the tentative chapterization you are supposed to follow. Next, you are supposed to provide the references. So under synopsis, the reference is the last part. So you are supposed to follow different citation styles. There are different citation styles, formats. Among these are all the different American Psychological Association, APA 7th edition, Modern Language Association, MLA style, Chicago, Turabian, IIIE, Harvard. These are all the different citation styles. But generally, social sciences, maybe economics, and other subjects, they may follow APA 7th edition. So IEEE engineering PhD programs, they follow such format style. APA 7th edition. So I will give you some inputs for APA 7th edition. So under references, it must be arranged alphabetically. As you are aware, references are nothing but citations. So it should be given alphabetically. Suppose you have studied one article. So article format is like this. Under references, what we may call it as APA 7th edition. First name in brackets year, in which year it was published. And next the title of the article, that is Income Generation Schemes for Sustainable Development of Tribal Women. Next, Humanities and Social Science, which is the journal title. Next, in which volume it is published, 8 by bracket 1, and page numbers of the journals. And finally, DY link, web link. So if you click the web link, the article will appear. So you can study it. If it is book format, title of author of the book, year, and title of the book, in which edition, name of the publisher, and if at all you are quoting a specific citation, in which page it is available, that article, edited, if it is edited value, that page number should be mentioned. Next, conference format. So conference format, it may be, if you are providing any article under conference value, is that same author name, bracket year, title of the article, and which the institution was organized the conference, page number mentioned like that. Web pages. Web pages also be provided like this. Next. Now I will brief you what are the important issues in writing good references. So you are supposed to follow some good guidelines for writing good references. It must be arranged alphabetically. Yes. So based upon the author, you are supposed to provide alphabetically, and avoid citing conference articles as far as possible. You please avoid in citing the articles which was published in conference proceedings, like that. Edited book articles also. Avoid citing edited book articles. Verify the information for each reference against the original publication. So don't copy it somewhere as the reference without going through the original article. That is most important. So journal citations are more stronger. So as far as possible, you refer the journals, especially top index journals, and journal citations are more stronger rather than the books or conference articles. If possible, web links for articles. So you may provide web links for articles. You may call it as DOI, Digital Object Identifier. So after 2000, Digital Object Identifier is established. So every article is provided DOI, Digital Object Identifier. That DOI is provided to every article, every author. So once it is clicked, your article will appear, PDF format will appear. So that should be provided. It should be matched with the text. So once you provide any reference, it should be matched with the text which is already given. Cite the top scientific indexed journals. So always cite, quote top indexed journals like Scopus, Web of Science, FT50, or UGC K-list journals like that. Next, avoid self-citations. Self-citations means once you have published the articles, the same you cannot again cite in your study. You are not supposed to cite it. Of course, you can cite it, but it attracts the plagiarism. You have to write on your own again. Next, avoid excessive citations. More citations are not important, but quality citations, quality references must be given. Next, cite latest publications with DOI. I already told that digital object identifier must be provided. Now, DOI is provided to every article of majority of the journals, especially Scopus indexed or Web of Science journals. That is also most important. Use correct style of journal. So every journal maybe they may prefer, say some journals may be provided different types of styles. So which style is you are supposed to adopt, that should also be followed. But the style of the references may be followed generally. APA, American Psychology Association 7th edition, should be followed. So these are all the important issues. And with regard to limitations of the study, you are supposed to mention about the various limitations. Say for example, your study is confined to a particular district. It may not be reflected to the entire state or entire country. So that is the limitation. Sometimes you may collect the information from the illiterates. So the data may not be accurate. That is a limitation. Like that, limitations, at least 3 to 4 limitations should be mentioned. What is the reference period? Reference period should also be mentioned in your synopsis. Maybe for the last 10 years, maybe that, or for the last 2 decades, you are supposed to mention it. And you are supposed to provide the information which are related to when you are going to conduct the study. That should also be mentioned under the reference period. What is the scope of?
Sir,
yeah.
So, very sorry to interrupt you. Sir, screen is not visible. Your PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible?
Yeah,
It
sir.
is visible, sir. It is visible.
It's
Okay,
visible, sir.
Visible,
It's
sir.
visible,
No, it
sir.
is visible, sir. It is visible.
Visible.
It is visible.
Visible, sir.
Might
Maybe it's a
be
problem.
she is
from
viewing in
their
other
side.
screen.
Huh?
Maybe it's a problem
Might
from
be she
their
is
side,
viewing
sir.
in other screen. They are
I'll check it, sir.
viewing
Okay,
in
sir.
other screen.
I'll check it. I'll check it.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Components of synopsis, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Definitions of the concepts. See, for the entire study, you are supposed to adopt. You are supposed to use some concepts. Each concepts you are supposed to provide some definitions. See, that you can get the definitions from various studies or various journals in various books, etc. That you have to provide at least 8 to 9 concepts which you are going to adopt in your study. That should be mentioned. Next, implications of the study. See, your study, to whom it is useful, that should be given. So it may be useful to, suppose you have taken up a study on information technology. That study may be useful to Ministry of Information Technology, or it may be useful to Ministry of Finance, or it may be useful to the researchers, or it may be useful to the policymakers. That implications you are supposed to provide. Timeline I am already discussed about the budget. Budget maybe it is all for the research projects, those who are preparing for a proposal. What is the budget? How much expenditure is incurred? That is